my intro. Welcome everyone to the Phukaduc after party, and so far we have Ed, the guest of honor today, also known as Phukaduc. And if you go to the original interview, his link to Twitter is there. And if you want an easy way to get to that interview, there's a link to it below. And also we have, of course, my friend Bible Belt Atheist is with us again. He's just trying to set up his house so he can drive it around again like he did in one of the other streams, which is kind of a running joke, Ed, by the way, because he was playing a game and it looked literally like he was sitting at a steering wheel and it looked like he was driving around his house. So we just started making fun. But he's actually, what are you playing again? Was it GTA or something?
Forza Horizon 4.
Oh, okay. Ooh, look at that. Lamborghini.
Yeah, nice. Getting ready to buy it.
You are. Don't you wish that was reality?
Yeah, for real.
Wouldn't it be nice?
So anyways, we've only got the three of us here so far. But as you know, people jump in and out of these things as the time goes on. And we were discussing earlier with Ed, we were discussing his deconversion. And Ed, you were in South Carolina, correct?
Yeah, Greenville, South Carolina.
Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah. And Zack,
Bob Jones University.
Yeah, or BBA, you're in Texas, right?
But no, I'm in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why I thought you were in Texas for some reason.
I'm not that illiterate.
Hey, now, come on now. Ouch. I know some good people from Texas, man. Genetically Modified Skeptic is from Texas. Holy Kool-Aid is from Texas. Eric and Jamie from Talk Heathen are both from Texas.
My sister was born in Texas, but she's not one of the Christian sisters.
Oh, okay.
She's also she's an apostate as well.
Oh no, I'm thinking about what is that? Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be Louisiana I'm thinking about. Never mind.
Okay, well, don't let Objectively Dan hear you say that. Because that's where his girlfriend's from.
Oof.
Yeah. Anyone, you guys that are in the chat right now, if you're welcome to join us if you want. Just ding me on Twitter and I can give you a link if you want to jump in and hang out with us. Like Mr. Worley from across the pond, because he's in the chat now. And Randolph jumps in here from time to time. I don't know why you guys aren't in here.
Okay. What is Zach's real name again? So I can call him that. You've been calling him something other than Zack, I think.
Well, we call him the Bible Belt Atheist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. Where are you from in North Carolina?
Basically Charlotte area.
Okay, so you're about 100 miles up the road from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right up 85.
Yeah.
Okay. Good place
and
to be from.
If he actually owned that car that he's got in the picture there, he could be at your place in like 10 minutes.
Pretty much. That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind having something like that. I'm driving around in a Jeep, a nice Jeep.
The Jeeps are awesome.
That my brother-in-law's loaned me for a while till I can get mine, till I can get a new car.
You seen the they've brought out the Jeep truck? Like it's the Jeep with a truck bed in it?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
They're pretty cool.
It'd be nice. The one thing I'm wanting to do, though, I'm wanting to get something small. I want a small 4-cylinder pickup for the gas mileage.
Okay.
This Jeep, as much as I love it, no gas mileage on that bad boy. It's a good running vehicle, but I gotta save some gas around here because gas is going back up.
Yeah, well, at least you guys don't have to pay as much for your gas as we do.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
sure.
I live close enough to the border where I can actually zoom across the line and fill up my tank down there, and come back here, and I'm still making savings. Like it's because you got to spend some money in gas to get there, of course, but it only really takes me 20 minutes to get there. That's how close I am. So,
okay,
a little place called Point Roberts, which is actually not even connected to the mainland U.S. It's actually connected to Canada, and there's a bit of the one of the rivers that's between us and you guys in Seattle area or Washington State. Anyways, but it's part of Washington State. It just happens to be below the line where the border is, which designates Canada and the U.S. So they have this little chunk of land in the bottom of my area that belongs to the U.S., which is really bizarre because in order for them to get like restocked at their stores and stuff like that from the U.S., they got to come up through the Blaine border crossing all the way down the highway and then back down into the U.S. at the Point Roberts side. So yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Wow. I've only been to Washington State once, and I was taking a load of paper or something into Tacoma, and when I got up there, I fell in love with the place. I begged my dispatcher, please lay me over for a couple of days, please. And he wouldn't do it. He said, no, you got to go down to Oregon and pick up a load of wine. It's going to Napa Valley. I said, wait a minute. Napa Valley? Don't they make wine in Napa Valley? They're importing it from other places. They can wait. They've got their own wine. Ugh.
That's kind of bizarre, man. I'm picking up wine to take to probably one of the world's most prominent wine making areas.
Exactly. And there was a lot of it too. It was about a 45,000 pound load on the back of that trailer.
Now, I got to ask you a question. Got to ask you a question, Ed. Was it still around 45,000 pounds when you finally got down there, or did a couple bottles accidentally disappear?
Well, this was back when I was a Christian, so no, I left it on the back, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Damn
honest Christians.
Well, I look back, Neil, at all the things that I missed out on. A lot of the fun things that I deliberately missed out on. And
just because you figured that it would have been sinful or something? Like, fill me in
here. Exactly. I mean, I would have been getting laid every night if I could, back then. I would have been busting the bed springs on my bed at home. And, but no, that's fornication. You don't want to do that.
It's evil.
God. Yes.
There's only one reason for it, and that's to procreate.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I used to believe that, and most of the people down here I know believe it, but don't practice it. But they say they believe it.
If it's so bad, why does it feel so good?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. If it feels good, don't do it. It must be sin.
Right.
Yeah. You think I'm kidding?
No, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, but a lot of things that people would find in the church, and they'd go talk to their pastor about, oh, you shouldn't get involved in that. That's of the devil. Like those sensory deprivation tanks. When I first heard about those, right around 1982, I had a couple of Christians tell me, man, you're inviting in demons when you do that. You're opening your mind to the spirit world, and you're letting in demons. And that was another thing that got me about walking away from Christianity, because they were always talking about faith and how much greater than God was than the devil, because the devil, as you know, is not a god. He is a fallen angel,
right,
according to the scriptures. And I got to thinking, wait a minute, if they've got all this faith in God, why are they so afraid of the devil? Why don't they just go right up, if there's a devil, why don't they just go right up and challenge the son of a bitch and say, hey, come on, motherfucker, I got something for your ass.
I'm going to jam this cross so far up, What I don't understand is if God's so powerful, he could just snap his fucking fingers like Thanos with the Infinity Glove and get rid of Satan and every other evil person in the world. Like that.
Well, see, that's the thing. They've got an answer for that too, because God because God is a just God, and He wants mankind to make up his own mind about who he's going to follow. Is he going to follow the devil and go to hell and burn forever, or is he going to follow God and enter into this beautiful paradise? What kind of choice does the person have there? Oh, I think I want to burn forever. Hey. So
I'm bringing marshmallows.
There you go. So that was another thing that had me walk away from it.
Right. For sure.
The thing. So
we have
another thing.
Yeah, we got one of them crazy ass British badgers with us now.
Oh, one of those.
How's it going, Badger?
Good evening.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of even probably past that where you are now.
Well,
it's gotta
technically
be close to
it's now morning, but I don't qualify it as morning until I've been to sleep.
Right. That's what I used to say. It's not morning until I get up again.
Badger, you're like about 5 hours ahead.
That depends on what coast you're on.
East Coast.
Yeah, then he'd be 5.
Which way around is the compass? Never eat shredded wheat. Yeah, that would be about 5 hours, yes.
Never eat shredded wheat.
That's a new one.
I've never heard that before, man. That's awesome.
That's how I was taught to remember the compass directions, so...
That's fucking awesome. I've never heard that.
The other one I heard was never eat slimy worms, but I'm a badger, so
so I eat them all the time. I don't see the problem.
So that's no good to remember.
Already.
What do they call that? Oh, badger's awesome. What do they call that? What are they? Surprise pie or something? It's pie made out of worms. Hi, Diana.
Whoa. Hello.
Yay.
Hey there.
Yeah, this is my friend Diana.
Hey, Diana.
You're also on the East Coast, right, Diana?
I'm in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah, that's right.
Been to Pittsburgh several times. Got stuck under a bridge in McKee's Rocks one day.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Loads of fun.
I cannot believe that in September I will have lived here half my life.
Wow.
That is...
That's pretty good. Uh-oh. Sounds like Sylvia's still in heat.
Yeah, still.
I can't say I've ever been to Pittsburgh, but I am rather fond of Battenberg.
Okay.
Wrong continent, dude.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, technically it's a cake, so...
That's true, too. Any updates, Dana, like medical-wise?
No, not a thing. I've got to get up off my dead butt and actually do the medical tests.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned those before when I was on the last time. Yeah. A series of medical tests about as thick as War and Peace. I counted 13 separate blood and urine tests. They're looking for causes of my kidney disease.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm stage 4 chronic kidney disease.
Wow.
And the nephrologist is threatening me with kidney biopsy if this stuff doesn't turn anything up. So that ought to be fun.
Wow.
That's the old sticking needles in them, isn't it?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, take out a piece of kidney and see what it looks like.
Oh, my goodness.
What do you mean? So, like, well, they look at it and go, yeah, it looks like a kidney. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? Or do they see the state of the tissue? Is that what you mean? Like if it's degraded or that kind of thing?
Yeah. Basically, the shape the tissue is in.
Okay. I think you'll be asleep for that, so I wouldn't worry too much about the pain of it.
I'm guessing pretty much. No, I'm not worried about the pain to my kidney. I'm worried about the pain to my wallet.
Oh yeah. See,
Yeah.
man, I feel so bad for you guys down there sometimes because a lot of the stuff that you guys get done costs so much money, and I can go walk into a place here, and if it's an important thing, I can be on a list and done within 3 months,
Wow.
and pay nothing.
Mm.
Well, Neil,
All my jokes about this are too morbid, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Neil, do you know May Bowen?
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday or the day before about the medications we were on, and I mentioned that my spironolactone would normally cost $130 a month, and she went wide-eyed. Dinner plates. Whoa! You have to spend that much. Yep, that's where the prices are down here. That's why Bernie Sanders is organizing the bus trips.
Right. Oh, that's right too.
Yeah, I was on Facebook yesterday, actually, just scrolling, and I saw a post. Or no, it was no, not Facebook, Instagram, and somebody had a post on there, and it was somebody's hospital bill. Just some random person from the internet, and they had a rattlesnake bite, and
how many hundreds of thousands?
The hospital bill was $157,000.
Yeah. What? I have people that never make. I have people that don't get admitted and never make it out of the ER and get sent home that have like $40,000 some odd dollar bills.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh, look who it is.
Mr. Duke Bonanza. By the way, Ed, this is my friend Duke, who's now jumped in as well.
Yeah, you can refer to me as the lovable cunt. Everybody else.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think back to when I was a girl. Those ER trips at today's prices would have sent the slimy bastards into bankruptcy.
Wow.
Well, it's funny. Well, it depends on what it is too, because some people will come in and they'll have like an overall bill of maybe $1,000 to $1,200, depending on But like if you come in and get like the full workup, like if we think you're having a stroke or something like that, and they do all that on you, best of luck to you, dude. That's if you're self-pay, it's bad. It is bad news bears for you.
And I do not want to know what that month in the hospital in 1976 would cost today.
Oh,
I'll give you an example. You remember, who Whitey Ford is, right?
Yeah.
The guy. Player. No, he's a rapper. He was in. He did those like songs.
those.
Jump Around. He was in House of Pain. He did Jump Around.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And I want to say he had something like $850,000 in the bank, had a heart attack, and had to file for bankruptcy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the reason why he did that. Whitey Ford Sings the Blues with all those songs.
Which made him millions, by the way.
Yeah.
I had that album out. That one song that he did, What It's Like. Yeah, I really like that one.
Not to be confused with the Sublime song.
Definitely, yeah. I like Whitey Ford better.
And you speak of heart attacks. I don't really want to know what our friend Artie is going through financially right now.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because he was released from hospital, what was a couple of days ago, I think. Sunday.
He messaged me when he got out. I don't remember what day it was.
Yeah, I sent him a message too, but he hasn't replied to it yet.
Well, I don't know if this is something that might help, but I just got out of the hospital a few days ago, and one thing that helps me out, I don't know if they would have this where you live, but here in South Carolina, at the local the Greenville Hospital System, which has changed its name to Prisma, they have a thing where I now have a sponsorship that I give them some paperwork and tell them how much money I'm making and how much I'm able to pay. And a lot of times I've been able to get my stuff done for free.
Oh, my.
There's several different programs here in Florida that you can do that with. If you can apply for sheriff cost Medicaid, which if your bill is over a certain amount of money in a month, Medicaid activates for the month, and all your bills for that month are paid. And most, like, a really smart thing to do is, even if you're not sick, look around your area and figure out what hospitals are for profit and which ones are not for profit. Because not-for-profit hospitals have much better charity programs. But it also could end up, because like my hospital, the county itself, Columbia County in Florida, runs a charity program for people who are under a certain amount of money and under a certain amount of wealth, where they'll just give them a card with their picture on it and their hospital bill is paid. And they also set them up with a doctor and with their prescriptions for 6 months. You know, the thing we run into is that people are like, yeah, I'd do that, but it's just too difficult. And it's like, dude, you have $40,000 in back bills that could be paid right now if you would just go down there and take care of it.
Yep.
Yeah. I have no problem with going to the local free clinic here in South Carolina. As a matter of fact, I went there yesterday to get my leg. I just had a huge bout with cellulitis on this thing. I will show you a picture of it. It would sounds like one of you at least is getting ready for dinner. You don't want to see it. I'm telling you.
It's probably BB he always eats during these things.
Yeah. I don't go to the doctors anymore. Not after last time.
Did I hear you mention Greenville?
Exactly, yes.
You're in the Greenville-Spartanburg area.
Correct, yes.
I used to work out there. Do you know a small town called Pickens?
Oh my God, yes.
There was a place called Sir Shirt Makers out there about 35 years ago, and I was on site maintaining their computerized accounting system. I was commuting between Cleveland, Ohio, and Pickens, South Carolina. This was
I
think about 84.
Okay. Yeah, Pickens is sitting right next door to Clemson University.
Yep.
What a shame.
Well, I'm in kind of agreement with you there, because my alma mater is University of South Carolina.
Oh, see, that's even worse, to be honest with you.
Oh, please.
I'm not even a fan of sports ball, but I spent 15 years, almost 20 years in the Carolinas, and if I have to listen to one more freaking Game Chicken or freaking Tony the Tiger person.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've never cared a lot about sports. The rivalry between Carolina and Clemson has always been something that kind of got on my nerves. But I do love to yell "Go Gamecocks" when I have a good friend come around who loves the Tigers, like my brother-in-law. He loves the Tigers, and I just do it to aggravate him. But I don't care about sports. I like heavy metal music. So
wow.
If you want to know about the sports,
Well,
you're gonna have to get the other Brits in here.
No,
out
because
of
then
curiosity. Go ahead.
You guys are just gonna go on about footy. So
No, he's gonna go on about footy. I'll go on about. He's going on about the footy again. But yeah, what I was saying is, I don't go to the doctor anymore after last time. I went there.
Did they check your prostate?
He stuck his finger up my ass and told me I had tendonitis in my ankle.
Okay.
Oh, well, shit, Badger. I would have done that for you for free.
To be fair to him, you know.
Don't feel bad. My sister has prostate problems.
To be fair to the chap, I was there for more than one reason.
Oh.
Oh my!
Worst veterinarian ever, huh?
Veterinarian.
Oh Lord!
He was no. What the hell were those books? The veterinarian books.
Doc McStiffens.
It was quite an interesting
McStuffins.
series, though.
James something. Oh, for
I don't know.
Oh, come on, they're famous. And
You're
for some
old.
reason, Bite me.
It was quite an interesting doctor's experience, though. I was asking him to look at the thing, and the son just, whoa!
There's my car keys.
I still have that reaction every time.
I remember Johnny Carson talking one time about his doctor out in LA. He said, I've got a really weird doctor. He's, I don't know, you go in to let him give you a shot, he pulls his pants down.
Okay.
Is it Dr. Bonanza?
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well.
Speaking of heavy metal, I saw this on Facebook today. I thought it was interesting. They asked, what was the song that got you into heavy metal?
Oh, wow. It wasn't a heavy metal song, but it was a hard rock song. Probably All Right Now by Free.
Yeah, okay. For me, it was I Don't Know by Ozzy Osbourne.
Mm-hmm.
I used to listen to it when I was a kid. I used to make my mom put Blizzard of Oz on when I was laid down for my nap.
Yeah? Oh, great.
I
got into the whole rock and roll thing back when I was about 10. Haven't really, I got out of it around 1980 when I became a Christian. But these days, I'm listening to a lot of heavier stuff these days. A lot of good stuff that I missed out on.
Somehow I never thought of All Right Now as hard rock.
It was hard for the time.
It was at the time in about 1970.
When it came out, yeah.
Yeah, about 1970, because everything was the Carpenters, Mungo Jerry. Remember that song? Summertime?
Yeah.
For that, the Beatles were slowly making their exit away from being a band. Let's see, who else was popular at the time? A lot of people.
There was a lot of bands that were heavy too, though. They were just underground because, like, Iggy and the Stooges were around back then, and like that's like the birthplace. Like Detroit's like the birthplace of punk. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so. Hey, BB, were you gonna say what your first heavy metal band was?
Mine was the song "Criminal" by Disturbed.
Okay.
That's what started me into it.
That's because you're like 12 or something. So
No, that was actually about 2 years ago.
Really?
You know what I've said about Disturbed?
Year and a half ago.
One thing I'll say about Disturbed is I don't really care for their stuff that much, but they might be the best cover band of all time. When they cover a song, it's just their song from that moment forward. That cover Land of Confusion? Holy crap, dude.
Oh, wow.
Well, Land of Confusion and Sound of Silence.
That too, and Shout.
Yeah.
Oh, from Tears for Fears?
Yeah, they do a heavy metal version of Shout, and it's fan-friggin-tastic, dude.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That Genesis cover of Land of Confusion is freaking phenomenal, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There was something about those new metal bands, because Korn does really great covers too, man. When they cover a song, it's fantastic.
You look up their live coverage of the Pink Floyd stuff.
Yeah.
See, I could really never get into Korn.
Oh, I love them. I think Jonathan Davis is fantastic.
I like their first album. That's my favorite.
Oh, I don't know.
Going blind.
Which two of the band members of Korn had become Christians a few years ago?
That would be Head and Fieldy, the lead guitarist and the bass player.
Are they still into it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As I know.
Head walked away for about 2 years. 2 or 3 years. Head walked away from it and didn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that, remember when I was talking about the veterinary book series?
Mm-hmm. From like 1957?
No. But you're close. The earliest one is 1970. And it was a British veterinarian who was very well known, and he was so well known, he's very popular. He's always called out to like farms and stuff to deal with like cows and other type of animals like that. And so he decided he would write about his experiences and the pets and their owners. And he was James Herriot was his name.
Oh, so you're talking about All Things Great and Small.
All creatures great and small.
Creatures Great and Small. Yeah.
All things wild and wonderful.
Yep.
All things bright and beautiful. If only they could talk. It was a whole series of books.
Yep.
Right. So it's the James Herriot veterinary series.
Cool.
And I read those as a kid because I got a box set of them for one of my birthdays. And I liked them because I was a big animal fan at the time.
BBC did a fairly good adaptation of that series of books.
That's right. I never watched.
I don't remember who played the veterinarian, but I remember Peter Davison played his assistant.
Yes, that's right.
Talking about a series of books, I have a question for the, let's say the older American.
All right.
I guess that would be me. Okay, let's see what we got.
You know,
I believe his name is Ed.
Do you know a book series called The Great Brain?
No, I don't believe I've heard of that one. No.
It's by somebody. Hang about. John D. Fitzgerald, that's what it's by.
Well, the last name sounds familiar, but I don't believe I've ever heard of The Great Grain, though.
There's a great brain, as in the thing in your skull.
Oh, brain. No, I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, because my grandparents used to read this to me as little badger cub. And I realized after a while that this was set in America, and I didn't, because of that at the time, I didn't really understand a lot of the context. For example, I tried to figure out why there were so many, when they were going off into the wilderness, I tried to figure out why they were taking what I assumed at the time were seashells from the beach with them. It wasn't until sometime later that I figured out that these things they were taking with them were actually for shotguns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'll have to look into that. I'm not familiar with that, but I'll look into it. One of the
I
things
just wondered if anyone had heard of it, because it was. I realized later when I tried to look it up that it was not actually written recently to me at all.
1969.
Well, I was about 9 years old.
Good year.
1969, I was in the 5th grade.
I turned 12 that year. As a matter of fact, I turned 12 the day Neil and Buzz landed.
Okay.
Everybody on the internet knows that by now. Let's see, there are two things everybody on the internet knows. Number one, that I turned 12 on the day Neil and Buzz landed, and number two, that I've got a 9,300-ton crush on Bionic Dance.
Yes. I thought you were going to say that the world was flat and only 6,000 years old.
And also Australia doesn't exist.
4,000. Oh. I remember somebody put a little meme up on not Facebook, but Twitter the other day. Said if the world really was flat, cats would push everything off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that one.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, Sylvia would be the first. You have heard Sylvia speaking today.
Yeah. It was the kiddiness that is what it was.
No way I'm turning on the camera because I'm not fit for man or beast in this condition right now.
oh wow.
Hey, Neil, you okay, man? You seem annoyed.
No, I'm looking up. Someone was asking who played James Herriot on the TV series.
Oh, okay.
And-
I don't remember who did that.
and they were different characters or different cast for every different series. Like you had Simon Ward, John Alderton, Christopher Timothy, Ian Day Cascatecker, or whatever the fuck his name is, and of course Siegfried Franin, which was his assistant, was played by Anthony Hopkins in one season.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and Colin Blakely, Robert Hardy. I mean, Peter Davidson. There's lots of people in this. So, yeah, of course. All Things Bright and Beautiful was the title of one of his last books. And of course, that was taken from the hymn of All Things Bright and Beautiful.
Yeah.
He was fairly religious guy. So
I didn't know. I don't know that hymn.
Nobody's perfect.
ain't that the truth? I
Oh,
think I'm a
goodness.
shining example of that.
Well, gentlemen, I hate to say this, but I'm going to have to go in the other room. I'm going to have to cook some supper.
No problem, Ed. Thanks so much again for hanging out with us and with me earlier. It was great chat that I had with you.
Sylvia.
I had a great time. I really
Good to
did.
meet you, buddy.
It was good to meet you guys too. It was really, it's really been a good time here, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about all of this.
No, my pleasure, my friend. My pleasure. I'm going to tag everyone in a post as I usually do after these, so you can follow all these wonderful people after that. All right.
Don't follow me. It's a mistake. It's a trap.
I can confirm I have been following Duke for some time.
That one, Duke is you don't want to follow Duke.
I don't?
Yes, you do. Yes, you
Is
do.
he that bad?
Oh, you'll be laughing your ass off at some of the stuff he goes up against apologists with. It's funny as hell.
Have you? Is it possible, sir, for you to be offended by anything?
At this point, no. I mean,
Okay,
I
we're probably okay.
I don't get offended. I mean,
Yeah.
even when I was a Christian, I did my dead level best not to get offended at anything. I try to understand what people were talking about, and try to look at it from their point of view, which most of the Christians that I've met, wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And,
There, which is unfortunate.
so,
Have you ever heard that old adage that to hate is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die?
yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like I adjusted that a little bit, and I think that getting offended is like eating habanero peppers and expecting the other person to get fucking indigestion.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that if you take offense at everything, all you do is shit yourself.
That's exactly right. Either that or the bed, sir. One of the two.
All right, you guys, let's let Ed go and feed himself because I understand that hunger and need to eat.
Yes.
Okay. Neil, how do I cut this thing off?
Well, you move you tap the screen and you'll see a little red hang up thing. And that's what you do is you hit that and you'll exit
Oh,
the.
gotcha. Okay. This is one of the few times I've even used Hangouts. So, okay, there it is.
Oh,
You got
take care, sir.
good
The
talking to you
screen,
guys.
your screen now looks like something from Brazzers.
Oh my god!
This is no longer YouTube. We have now moved into the realms of Pornhub.
I am on Pornhub.
I imagine, especially with that dildo. I mean, for
Yeah,
God's
well, I
sake.
thought I had, so hey,
Hang on, what's that, Ed?
I said I thought I had reality kings up there. So, so, all right, guys, you take care.
You too, man.
All right, sweetness.
Bye.
Bye bye.
This is like Alice's restaurant. Okay, it's coming. Any day now.
There it goes.
Yeah, he's on his way out.
All right.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. You guys, Ed, Duke, you didn't see the actual interview, did you?
I didn't get a chance. I was in the middle of a bunch of shit. I tried to pop in, but then things came up and I had to deal with them.
Yeah, no.
I didn't get all that. I'm going to have to try and catch the rest of it later.
I saw a part of it. His story sounded kind of similar to mine.
Yeah, he's good people, man. He's a good guy.
Dude, he laughs at my jokes. He's cool with me.
Wait till we tell him we're actually laughing at him, guys.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'll take the laughter.
Yeah.
As long as everybody's laughing, I'm fine with it.
All right. Well, that's cool.
That's how I cover up the deep, swirling wells of hatred.
The hate pool. Hey, there's a good name for a band right there.
That is.
Hate
I like
pool.
the bloody toes.
I no.
No.
The
That's
bloody
another
toes.
reason I won't go to the doctor anymore.
Dana, I'm so pleased that you're here because this is now like the second one in a row, and you were like non-existent in my hangouts for the longest time.
Yeah, I know. It's slapped me down for that one. It was just by chance. I finished putting my system back together. It crashed for the second time this week, earlier today.
Okay.
So I think I have some work ahead of me and trying to figure out what's going on. But I put it back together, and then I looked at my my messages in Twitter, and your little thing was there, and it's like, oh, I think maybe I'll give them a hard time. Yay!
Glad you did. Zach, this is totally not what I was thinking about when you said you're going to be driving your house around, because we can't see you sitting in the thing doing that.
Yeah, that sadly I don't know how to do, but this works good enough. I've just been sitting here listening to y'all.
That's cool looking, whatever that is.
What are you playing, by the way? Because I've seen you driving on the correct side of the road.
Yeah,
For you,
under
yeah,
the speed
for you.
limit, under the speed limit and whatnot.
So what is this?
Forza Horizon 4.
Ah. So
So-
I was looking at the central dividers
Wait.
that look like they're actually supposed to.
You're a car head, though, right, Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, so Badger, when you say the correct side of the road,
Yeah.
you do realize that you're in the minority of driving roads in the world. You're one of a few places in the world that actually drives on that fucking side of the road, right?
Are you familiar with a very fine chap? It runs a YouTube channel. It's known as Lindy Beige.
Oh, I know Lady Beige. Yes.
Yes.
If you go to Mr. Lindy Beige's channel, you will find there is an entire video explaining why the left side of the road is the correct side to drive on.
Badger, we invented driving. Suck it.
No, you didn't.
I've been sucking it all night, mate, but that doesn't mean the right side is the right side.
David's like, Neil, we own your country. No. Why do you think we took the Queen off the $10 bill now?
Well, now Boris has taken over. We're coming to take it back.
She is getting old.
Well, it's not so much that. She's on all the other fucking bills, but we have one of our version of what's her name? The black lady from the South that's refused to move on the bus. Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks.
Yeah, it's our version of her up here
What's
in
the
Canada.
Canadian version of her?
I can't remember off the top of my head. This is what aging does to you. You forget everything. Like I'm
not sure. I'm not sure
even
either.
that old and I forget everything.
But she refused to move on the bus, but she did apologize.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, that sounds. There's two different British responses to that, which depending on which version of Brit you get, it kind of it varies person to person. But there's two very British ways of dealing with something like that. One is being asked to move on the bus. You would say, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm not going to do that. I think this is an important civil rights issue. And you explain in detail and very politely what the situation is. And the other one is someone asks you to move on the bus. You go, oh, fuck off, you prick. And then you bottle them in the face.
Speaking of that,
First, you fucking bastard.
I watched that movie Legend the other day with Tom Hardy playing the Cray twins.
Yeah.
It's fan-fucking-tastic. You guys seen that thing?
No.
You know who the Cray twins are, right?
Yes. You mean the two British mobsters?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, I had
played by the Spandau Ballet Brothers back in the original version.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I remember watching the Crays. I don't remember the guy's name. The one
That's the one I'm talking about. Craze.
Yeah, that's a great movie also.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah,
But the new one's even better.
Ballet. You didn't know that, eh?
No, I didn't. The new one's even better though, man. Tom Hardy does a bang up fucking job. Because those two guys were fucking hard asses, man. And Tom Hardy looks like a hard ass.
He does.
He probably is a hard ass, but he definitely looks like one if he's not one. He could be a total poof, but he looks like a tough guy.
No, he made a great Venom.
I didn't see that.
It's good.
I'll tell you a film you should see. You should see the film Snatch.
I've seen that. Thank you.
Yeah,
she's awful. She's awful partial to the Periwinkle Blue Boys.
It has one of the best lines in cinematic history, which is Chappie returning to the States after visiting England for a job, and as he gets off the plane and he's at customs, they say, "Anything to declare?" And he goes, "Yeah, don't go to England."
Yeah.
So that
he died recently,
by the way.
Oh, that's a real shame.
Is the new $10 bill, and instead of being sideways like that bills usually are, it's straight up and down. And that's Viola Desmond. And she was the activist for the rights here in Canada, similar to Rosa Parks. So there you go.
Excellent.
And it's purple.
But does it rhyme with orange?
Sure.
You should get Purple in here and get his thoughts on
it. get Brian in here.
Yeah, get Purple that rhymes with orange and say, "These new bills are purple. What do you think about this?"
Oh shit! Tom Hardy has a bright future. Atheist News is in the chat. I was actually yakking with him in messengers earlier. We're gonna do a kind of a collab. He's gonna have me on one of his things. If you guys don't know the Atheist News channel, go check it out. I check it out quite a bit. He always brings up a lot of
look at this
stuff. The latest stuff that's going on in the world of atheism. So, and he's fairly informative. So check it out for sure, and sub to him. Because that's another channel that I figure's pretty criminally undersubbed, in my opinion.
I shall have to have a look.
Yeah, in my humble opinion. But yeah, in about 15 minutes, guys, I got to call her quick because I'm going to go have some barbecued fucking salmon, baby. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, my mom and her boyfriend, Byron, went fishing the coast, and they caught a couple of 30-odd pound salmons. So they had some of it canned, and that's not including the salmon they caught on the fishing trip before that. So they sort of chopped into great big salmon steaks. So I got about half a dozen salmon steaks, nice thick cut, nice big salmon steaks, and brought them home.
Sweet.
We're doing them up with a maple glaze downstairs on the barbecue today. So
nice.
Definitely for sure. It's tasty stuff. Maple lemon taste kind of thing. Yeah, awesome.
Speaking of tasty, let me tell you something I recently had. Yeah, but apart from that, I recently had a stir-fry sandwich.
Stir-fry sandwich?
Yep. What we do is you make a chicken stir-fry, but the portions are for 2 people and you are 1 people. So then you put the rest in the fridge and make it into sandwiches later.
Interesting. I've done that with like lasagna. I've had lasagna sandwiches before.
Actually, a friend of mine, that would be Dave, anytime that they're having any kind of food, because I go around to where he is for doing like a role play thing. Anytime there's any food that's got a kind of a liquidy element to it, like bolognese or anything like that, he will always have a bread roll or slices of bread and make it into a sandwich. But what you have to understand is Dave is a bit of a dickhead, so I think you'd probably get on with him quite well, Dave.
Oh, yes. Well, that doesn't always work. That's, because sometimes 2 dickheads don't get along at all.
No. You have to, because now you could start another band, and I got a great name. Duke and the Dickheads. Right there.
Duke and the Dickheads. I'm using that, dude. But I'm just going to be I'm going to use that, but it's going to be a bossa nova band.
No. Can I be like the guy
and bring me in? I'm a dickhead as well.
Oh, absolutely. What the fuck are they called? Mighty Boss Tones?
Yeah, I remember Mighty Boss.
Can I be the guy that just is on stage dancing around?
Yeah, you could totally be the conductor.
Yeah.
Another Dave incident, actually. We lost him on the London Underground.
These guys are listening to us, I guess, obviously, because they're tuned in. But Atheist News goes, because I'm talking about barbecuing on the grill with the salmon and stuff like that. At first he goes, keep an eye out for bears waiting by the grill to snap up the salmon. I'm like, yeah, we don't really have to worry about that around here. And he goes, oh, now I'm just imagining a suburban nature program where bears wait by grills instead of rivers.
That's funny. You know, I
Here
knew a
comes Mr.
pastor.
Johnson. Look at the size of that fish.
I knew a pastor in Alaska who went fishing during spawning season. And even though I don't think you're supposed to do that, but he was doing it anyways. And he was catching a metric dick ton of salmon, right? And every time he would
Fishing
catch
during
one,
what season?
spawning season.
All right, I'm with you.
Okay,
Salmon
yeah.
tracks.
Yeah. So he's catching salmon. He's catching them hand over fist. He's just throwing them back over his shoulder into his cooler as he's catching them, like or into something. I guess. Anyways, he turns around to grab a beer, and there's a grizzly bear sitting there looking at him eating the salmon.
Oh,
It's like, hey, thanks, buddy. You're doing my work for me.
ouch.
And keep your hands off the beer, because that's what I'm having after I finish this fish, motherfucker.
I did hear a good guide for how to deal with the various kinds of bears, and it was color coded actually, which was if the bear is black, fight back. If the bear is brown, lay down. If the bear is white, good night.
Yeah, because a polar bear is just going to eat you.
Although
Bear's brown
that apparently
doesn't
doesn't
always work.
apply.
It doesn't always work.
Apply if you're Brian Blessed.
Right. So
are
yeah,
you
I saw something. I saw something similar where it was saying like know your scat if you're out in the woods, right? So if you see if you could tell the different scat, right? If you know there's going to be bears out there, always wear a bell so it rings when you're walking and pronounces your presence because it lets them know you're there. And carry that and then carry that mace with you. Right. Carry that mace with you for bears so you can mace them if they attack you, right? And it said that brown bear scat's about baseball glove size, and it's got twigs and berries in it. And grizzly bear scat is like 3 times the size, and it's filled with bells, and it smells like peppers.
I like this play. It makes my food spicy.
Now, are you aware of Brian Blessed?
Negative.
All right. Have you seen Flash Gordon?
Yes. Now I know who Brian Blessing is. Yeah, he's the one that says, go for it. Fuck him.
He's guy who says Gordon's alive.
Yeah, he's the Birdman.
Yeah, he's a Birdman. Now, he is a bit of an adventuring chap. And he recently, well, not recently, actually, this was a while ago, but relatively recently, compared to Flash Gordon, went up to where the polar bears live on an expedition. And he woke up one morning to a polar bear sniffling through the door of his tent. Now, most people, that's, you're fucked. But this is Brian Blessed we're talking about. So what his reaction was to rear up out of his sleeping bag, go, and punch it on the nose.
What?
This is a true story.
Have you seen the rabbit
story? Yes.
Dude, he has scaled, like, I think every mountain. Like, that dude's like dude, Brian Blessing is a badass, man. He's got the greatest fucking line of all time. He says, don't let him tell you what to do. Fuck him. Go for it.
Brian Blessed is the chap who punched a polar bear in the face.
I punched a Doberman once because it was going to eat me if I didn't.
Dude, there's something about the older Brits, though. They were hard asses, man. Now I'm going to brain fart. Saruman the Great, Count Dracula, Christopher Lee. When he was in the, because I think he was in a special freaking brigade that hunted Nazis in World War II, and whenever he was doing the scene where he got stabbed in the back.
Yep, I know this one. Go on.
We got in Lord of the Rings, he gets stabbed in the back, and Peter Jackson was like, "All right, we're going to get somebody to kind of show you how to react." He goes, "No, you don't have to show me that. I've been stabbed in the back before. It's fine." I know exactly how to react.
The story I heard was, but I know what being stabbed in the back sounds like.
Yeah, he was also part of a death metal band called Charlemagne.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Yeah,
that was a really good album he was in.
Actually, it was.
He did. I think he did some narration for Nightwish as well.
Yep.
Really? Yeah, they did a song called Elven Path.
Dude, he's one of the top 5 greatest voices of all time. I can listen to Christopher Lee talk all day, man.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Christopher Lee, James Earl Jones, Price,
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. Those guys like that. Great voices. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, you like a bit of bendy cucumber, do you?
I would like to touch his penis.
It is amazing, though, how badly you can fuck up Benadryl Kumquat's name and everyone still knows who you mean.
Benadryl Kumquat. That's a good team. I got to tell you,
Go ahead.
when I first heard that he was going to portray Doctor Strange, I was like, no, fuck no. And after seeing the movie, because, I got to give it a chance. I was a Doctor Strange comic book fan. So I said, holy shit, he's actually pulled this off. He's pretty good, actually.
Dude, Sherlock's one of the greatest shows of all time.
Says you.
Says me, because it is one of the greatest damn shows of all time.
Okay, sure.
Did you watch it?
Yes,
right.
I've seen it.
All right.
I'm not a huge fan of the recent Star Trek offerings. However, I don't think he was the right person to cast as the role he was cast as in the films. But I think he did a very good job of it anyway.
Well, he definitely played a different Khan for sure, but
no, he played
a lot more sinister. I thought
he played a very menacing and dark character. I don't think he was right for that role, but I think he still did his best anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best offering of the new series, that's for sure. I still think the first one was really good.
I thought they both were really good. I was really happy with both of them.
The guy they picked, what's his name? They picked to play Bones.
Carl Urban.
Yeah,
Carl Urban.
Fucking great as Bones. Like, he just nailed that shit.
Dude, what's his name? Zach, what's his name? The guy that played in Heroes. Zach.
For Spock, yeah.
Spock, he did a great job.
Yes, I agree.
Zachary Quinto. Yeah. I did like the intro line for Bones in the film. Just characters around us. Hello, I may throw up on you.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, it's like he plays Bones in that, but he was one of the two big badasses in Doom.
Yeah.
In the movie Doom. And I thought it was funny because people panned the shit out of it like it was this awful movie. And I thought for just an action adventure movie, I thought it was really good. Like if you go into it without expectations, I thought it was actually a really good movie.
I enjoyed that film.
You know what? I would have to agree with you, Duke. If you just look at it as just an action-packed shitstorm, that movie was pretty good.
Especially if you look at the source material, it's not like this, it's not like it's Lord of the Rings or some shit.
No,
you know what I mean?
Of course,
it was like yeah. As far as game movies go, because game movies are notoriously fucking bad. It was pretty good.
You ever played the porn version of Doom?
I have not.
I played the Barney the Dinosaur version.
Look it up. I shall say no more.
Okay, don't say any more.
I don't even want to know.
I'm totally looking it up now. I don't have a choice. Like at this point now, it's in my head, and at some point, my thumbs are going to do the work for me.
Here, use this. Okay, all right.
It's funny because I was arguing with I was on Ansgar's, not on his stream, but I was watching Ansgar's stream. I was in the chat, and he was movie, like video game franchises for movies are always bad. And I was like, what about Spider-Man 2? Because if you played the PlayStation 2 or Xbox version of Spider-Man 2, which was from the movie, it's one of the best games ever fucking made. And he agreed with me, but I don't know. Did you guys play that?
Which one?
Spider-Man 2. Do you remember when the movie Spider-Man 2 came out with Doc Ock and all that?
Yeah.
They made a video game
on about
for it.
the ones with Tobey Maguire, aren't you?
Yeah, Tobey McSpeederman.
Pizza time.
Yeah, they made. All right. So, anyways, they made a video game out of Spider-Man 2, and it's one of the fucking best video games of all time. It's an open world. You can just zip around New York City. It's actually intact. It's like as New York City really is. You can actually climb to the top of the Empire State Building and dive off. It's freaking fantastic.
I hear that one in particular had good web swinging mechanics.
It did. It was fantastic. The gameplay was fantastic. The fighting was fantastic. It was like a precursor, like if you played the Arkham games, like the Batman Arkham games. It's like a precursor to that. The fighting style and the moving around the city is very, very similar. Because it was just open world. You could just swing around freaking Manhattan all day long.
I should mention, by the way, that I just tried to look up the porn version of Doom myself, and one of the pictures I found is it's Homer Simpson standing in the middle of the road wearing a sandwich board that says "The end is near," and captioned on this picture is "Rational optimism versus doom porn."
Okay. Is this what you're looking for? These are like the anime girls ones? Like that?
I think that is the cover of it, yes.
Okay.
Well, you got Rule 34. So if you just look up Doom porn, like you're never going to find.
I'm not looking just for Doom porn. I'm looking for a specific game that they made where they redid the whole game.
Well, there's something on YouTube about it.
Yeah, I see it. H Doom. H Doom.
That might
all sex scenes. Ace Doom fuck compilation.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh dear.
I'm thinking by the title that might be it, and it's by the sound of it, it's worse than I remember.
It's H.
Some of the comments are fucking great on this. This is fucking hilarious. Well, you can't help what makes your dick hard.
This is true. That's a true statement.
And then the guy's like, and this is why people go to prison for sexual assault.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit, that's funny.
You have a fan running because your fucking hair is doing an 80s glam rock video thing right now.
80s glam rock. I was like the Fabio at the beach thing.
It just naturally
No.
does
I'm
that.
on my
He
way.
is 80s glam.
I don't
Just set me free.
I don't know what you're
Home, sweet home.
My natural flowy hair. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, I'm going to need you to put some spandex on and wiggle your hips.
What am I, David Covertune?
I was talking about Vince, what's his name?
Oh, Vince Neil.
You know, that's it.
Well, my name is in there, so I guess.
That's it. Vince Neil 604.
Vince Neil 604. Yep, I'm going to have to officially change my name. Except no. So, who turned this game into fucking hentai?
The internet did it, my friend. The internet did it, my friend.
Doom Guy Senpai.
The internet can improve anything.
Yeah. The last comment's like, all right, that's enough internet for today. Good night.
It doesn't always improve everything, but it can.
True.
It has the capacity for improvement at all times.
The internet has the capacity for both good and evil. And when it comes to this redone Doom game, I'm not sure which it is.
I was going to say much like Casserole. Casserole is the same way.
All right, fellas, it's 6:30 here, and I'm going to go eat salmon on barbecue.
Outstanding.
Fellas,
Out for beers.
Dan is still here, of course. Just dealing with a horny kitty. Well, thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. I'm going to take off and have some salmon. And thanks, all you guys, for hanging out with us, even though we got into some pretty bizarre shit this time. But you never know where the conversations are going to go. Yeah.
It's 2:30 in the morning here, so it's way after the British watershed, so I can say what the fuck I like.
There you go. And you won't be arrested. Perfect. All right, guys. I'm heading out of here. And remember, guys, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys on the next show, which will be Saturday with Jamie Boone from Talk Heathen. All right, so we'll see you guys then.
Oh, yay.